trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Up and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare to dream. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Rock and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare to dream. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. With my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Rock and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart and the struggle, we dare.
Right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so let's get ready to get black into it. Before we get started, let's see who's in here. All right, Claudette, Desmond, DJ Big Six, of course, DC, G from the Land, 57 Beige Fox. All right, Cookie, I see you, beloved Claudette. Let's get into it, Cherokee Descended Dale, Alice. All right. Now, with that all being said, hold on, what's going on with my mouse? Hold on, beloveds. If it isn't one thing, it's always another. Okay, there we go. All right, so J Love the Queen. All right, Bronze Flat Power God. Let's get into it. The lovely T. Okay. Hey, Greta Lee. Stacy Quinton is here. Nubia Ra. All right. So shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Lillian X. Okay. The Melanin Matrix is here. Okay. Adwa L. All right, so shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into Queen. I see you, pretty wings. Now, before we get into it, let's have a brief word from my sponsor. I see you, Alice. Okay, Trisha. Serena. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. No, not share my screen, but hey, OG Patrice. We're going to have a brief word from my sponsor before we get into it. Lights up. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. And also, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the Queen's channel, especially if you have not been receiving those notifications. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget you can order your 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Kratz. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil as well. All right, hey, Michael, I see you, beloved. Now, with that all being said, we have some sad news. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Rob Bass, okay, Rob Bass and DJ EZ Rock are both deceased. Okay, let's talk about it. Very sad news. For those of you who don't know, you may be too young or whatever, or maybe you lived under a rock. But Rob Bass had a song that was popular in the late 80s called It Takes Two. Do y'all remember that song, Old Heads? Do any of the old heads remember that song? Of course you do. All right, put a 1 in the chat if that was your jam. Put a 1 in the chat if that was your jam. All right. Yep. Passed away. Hey, Eva, beloved. Hey, Christ 13. Is that what that says? Let me put on my glasses so I can see better. Glenda is here. All right. Wavy, though. Lady Painter. Shout out to everybody that's just entering. Okay, so let's talk about what really happened here. So they say, thank you for the music, the memories, and the moments that became the soundtrack to our lives. This is what a statement said. So Rob Bass, member of the hip hop duo Rob Bass and DJ EZ Rock, has died days after his 59th birthday. Now, in a joint post to social media on Friday, May 22nd, the Rob Bass official Instagram account announced that the It Takes Two hitmaker, whose real name was Robert Ginyard, had died after being diagnosed with cancer. Today, we share the heartbreaking news that hip-hop legend Rob Bass passed away peacefully on May the 22nd of 2026, surrounded by family after a private battle with cancer, the statement read. Rob's music, energy, and legacy helped shape a generation and brought joy to millions around the world. Beyond the stage, he was a loving father, family man, friend, and creative force whose impact will never be forgotten. Thank you for the music, the memories, and the moments that became the soundtrack to our lives. It sure did. It absolutely did. Hey, that's still my song. Don't let me be in the club when it comes on, okay? Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I'm really sad to hear this news. Now, they say days earlier, the Don't Sleep On It artist celebrated his birthday on May the 18th. Happy 59th birthday to me. God, thank you for allowing me to see another year. That's what he posted on Instagram. The Harlem native was a father to Rob Jr., who also shared news of the death, writing on his Instagram stories Friday, "Sleep in peace, Dad. I love you." Now, Rob Bass and DJ EZ Rock became known for their 1988 single, It Takes Two, but released their first track as a duo in 1986 with DJ Interview. It Takes Two peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot Dance and Club Songs chart, was later certified platinum by the RIAA, and has been sampled by Snoop Dogg and other artists since its release. The catchy track has also appeared in films such as Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds' 2009 rom-com, The Proposal. DJ EZ Rock, born Rodney Bryce, died on April the 27th of 2014 from complications from diabetes. He was 56 years old. Now, the hip-hop duo met in Harlem as kids in grade school before forming their rap group. Prior to his death, Ginyard was credited as executive producer on Urban Flesh Eaters, a horror movie that was released in 2025. A rep for Rob Bass did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. Well, this is very sad. Very sad. Peace, love, and blessings, and my deepest condolences to his family, friends, loved ones, and his fans, including myself, for both he and DJ Easy Rock. Okay, a very sad day, folks. Well, we all have to go sometime, but who wants to be forgotten? Now, with that all being said, Greta said diabetes is no joke. You must take care of yourself. That's absolutely right, beloved. Absolutely right. Now, with that all being said, honey, they say Tasha K. They say that Tasha K's husband is getting sued by Cardi B, honey. Cardi B is determined. Cardi B said, I'm going to get my coins one way or another. Okay? Anyway, let's get into these receipts about this Kevin Hart BS. Because it's absolutely nefarious as far as I'm concerned. Now, hold on. But before we get into that, let me just tell you all something about Trump. I know it's no better way than to spoil a good time than by talking about Trump, but we have to do it because this is supposedly breaking news. They say, please pay attention, that this is how Trump plans to, in fact, avoid prosecution. Now, we all probably knew that he had something up his sleeve. But so here's what they say. Let's go to this clip. Greta said Cardi B not playing with Tasha K. Clearly she's not, honey. She's coming after her husband and everybody. Okay, so let's go to this clip because Trump is always up to something nefarious.
What Trump just say?
I'm right now at 99% in Israel. I could run for prime minister. So maybe after I do this, I'll go to Israel, run for prime minister.
Except there's only one problem. See, Israel won't allow a goyim to be prime minister of their country. You have to be Jewish. Yeah, it all makes more sense now. At least he has a backup plan for when they're trying to prosecute him. He can flee to Israel, become the prime minister there, and they won't extradite him back to the United States. What did Donald Trump just say?
Now, isn't that something? But here's my question. How is he going to go there to become the prime minister when BB's the prime minister? How's he going to do that? I'm just curious. We do know that BB's facing trial for crimes against humanity and war crimes, so maybe that's his plan. I don't know, but here's the thing. They also reported on yesterday that Trump said he's not even sure if he'll attend his son's wedding due to the ongoing war with Iran. He said, not good timing for me. Now, I don't buy that for a day because, for one, what does he mean not good timing for him? As if he's so concerned about the war. We know he isn't. Hasn't he been doing everything else since the war has been going on, playing golf, enjoying himself, and everything else that he could muster? Okay, I find it also interesting. So with that all being said, let's go to the clip. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. That's right. Pretty Wing said he got time for golf. I know. I don't even know why he's telling that lie. He's probably just trying to make us think that he's so busy, you know, that he's so concerned. But we know better.
He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, you know, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed. If I don't attend, I get killed. By the fake news, of course, I'm talking about. No, but he's got a very person who I've known for a long time, and hopefully they're going to have a great marriage.
Mr. President, actually to add to the argument, I just actually passed by.
Now, here's my question, beloved. Even if that is true, right, which I don't think it is, why is he telling everybody? He didn't even have to mention it to us. That's how you know this is nothing more than a clout chase, in my opinion. Okay? DJ Big Six said, man, shut the F up. Okay? First of all, did he just want to tell us that for what? Yeah, like I said, so we can think that he's so busy and doing so much. Okay. Hey, Lieutenant Maxwell. So, but here's the thing. Let's talk about fake news, which Trump loves to talk about. How many of you, please put a 1 in the chats if you all saw the fake news on Fox News? Please tell me if you all saw the fake news on Fox News with the man in the mask. What in the hell's going on here, Fox News? I have several questions. Did you all see it? Did you all see it? One's in the chat. A man was on Fox News wearing a whole arse mask. Okay, hey, Ashkan, beloved. It made me think about the guy or the woman that was on the airplane, and she said, that mother sucker is not real. Okay, now I want you all to pay attention, because what the hell's going on here? Let's get into it. This man literally had on a whole mask. Let's show you all this video, and then I think I'm gonna go get Sabby Sab's clip because she went into a more thorough breakdown. Okay, I didn't have time because I was gathering my receipts about Kevin's bullshit. But I want you all to see this fool. He literally had on a whole mask. Like, who did he think he was fooling? Okay, who did he think he was fooling at? Pay attention. Okay, here it is. I'm going to share my screen. This is all so sad.
Eyes of the Iranian people.
But hold on. This is the thing I want you to pay attention to as well. He is sitting up here lying. Okay, he's just sitting up here lying and trying to paint a whole narrative. Okay, and I do believe, if memory serves me correct, that he said something about Trump having all this time on his hands. But I thought Trump said that he didn't have time on his hands because of the war, and that's why he's not going to make it to the wedding. Okay, but let's get into it. This is all ridiculous.
But the world global economy, which they're holding all hostage to, the more everybody comes to realize this is all about the IRGC. At the end of the day, we're going to have to need a government in Iran that not only hands over the nuclear material, stops threatening the Straits of Hormuz, but quits exporting the Islamic Revolution throughout the region, causing in the eyes of the Iranian people, but the world global economy, which they're holding all hostage to, the more everybody comes to realize this is all about the IRGC. At the end of the day, we're going to have to need a government in Iran that...
Hold on. Y'all can't see it. I should have downloaded it so y'all can see a better view of it. But here's the thing. This guy literally has on a mask. If you zoom in, like you can see right here where it doesn't even go down past his neck. It's all crazy. But hold on, because I think Sabby was saying something about somebody zoomed in on it. So I think that we might be able to see it a little bit better. This is all nefarious. Like, what are these people doing? What are these people doing? Okay, here's her video right here. Now let me get it together, get it cued, and then get my overlay. But of course, when I show you all, when she zooms in for this man's neck, I'm going to remove the overlay so you all can get a good look, because this is all some sick stuff. I don't know what these people are up to. Okay, here we go. What kind of shenanigans are they up to? Like, why? What's the purpose? Is he like undercover or something? I mean, and if you are, why would you be on the news? Let's get into it. Let me see which overlay I'm going to use. I want to use that one. That one might be better. Okay. Now let's get into this. It's all crazy.
Ahead and bring in the video. So this was the first video I saw of this, and I have several to show because we're going to make comparisons between old school Robert Harwood and whoever this was that was on Fox News. So Power to the People says, what the hell? Look at his neck. Fox News really put someone on TV wearing a mask. So let's get into this video, guys. And I want you to see again, pay close attention to his neck, and we're going to get close-ups, and I'm going to show you previous videos of Robert Harward. Again, retired Navy SEAL on Fox News. Watch this.
The general is exactly right about the point he makes. And also, Iran has a vote in this as well. They've
Now, hold on, beloveds, because here's what we're going to do. I know what to do. I'm about to screenshot it and then send it to my email so you all can see this hole in his neck. This is crazy. What the hell do these people think they're doing? And who do they think we are? Hold on, that camera's not working so good. Hold on, beloveds. This is beyond nefarious. Like, what in the hell's going on here? Did they do something to the real person and now they have someone disguised as him? Because this is absolutely egregious. Okay, now let's continue listening while I send this to my email.
reconfigured a number of things, I am certain. What do you think the next best move is today?
Well, I agree with the general completely, with one caveat. Patience may be a little short of the real objective here. The president has time on his hands.
So number one, he's lying. He's spewing propaganda. No, Donald Trump does not have time on his hands. We've been talking about the Iran war. You guys know as well as I do that, look, this is obviously causing an issue for us in the United States. The prices are up. Inflation is up. So no, he does not have time on his hands. So
he darn sure doesn't. How's he having time on his hands? We just heard Trump say himself that he couldn't go to his son's wedding because of the war on Iran, and he does not have time. So somebody's lying. Okay, but let's continue.
So number one, Robert, or whoever the hell this is supposed to be, is spewing propaganda. Number two, look at his neck right here. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. At first, when I saw this, I thought this is a video, an AI video. Someone's trying to, toy with us.
Okay, now I'm going to remove Sabby from the screen so you all can see a close-up of this dude's neck. Like, this is crazy to me. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell they're up to. If anybody can figure this out before I do, let me know. Okay? This is some real bull-ish. Okay, here we go. Now check this out. Now look at his eyes, first of all. His whole face looks stiff. But look at his neck. Do you all see this bull crap? Look at that hole right there. That's where the mask didn't come all the way down. Y'all can see it clearly, right? Where'd they do that at? That's all I need to know. But of course, CC said, is this a joke? I wish it were. Okay, I wish it were. Okay, Denise said, devil isn't hiding his demons anymore. Clearly. DJ Big Six said, damn shame. Claudette said, yep, clearly nefarious. Sean Shana said, maybe it's a reptilian. It's something. I'm just wondering if they did something to the real person and now they have someone acting as him, because those of you who've been following me since 2020, I've told you about stuff like this, have I not? I've told you about stuff like this a myriad of times. That reminds me. Hold on, I have a receipt that I've been meaning to show you all for months. It has literally been sitting in queue and I forgot all about it. Hold on, let me pull it out. Oh my goodness, I forgot all about it. Where is it? Hold on. I had a video of someone. Is this it? Disguises. This is it right here. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. I literally have had this video for about 2 or 3 months. Kept saying I'm going to show it to you all, but I never came up with the story because it kept slipping my mind to bring it in to discuss.
We very often discover that older-looking men are considered less threatening than younger-looking men, so we like to age a person. With women, you have a broader range of what you can do. You also have one extra step that you could turn a woman into a man. I would mention that it's almost impossible to turn a man into a woman. What we do is always additive. We can make you taller, we can make you heavier, we can make you older. We can't go the other direction. You want to be the person that gets on the elevator and then gets off, and nobody really remembers that you were even there. That is a design goal at the disguise labs at CIA. Disguise isn't just all about the facial oval. It's about how you dress, how you present yourself in a public environment. Americans are oblivious to what it is that reveals them to a foreign crowd or a foreign intelligence service when they're out in public. In terms of behaviors, there are a lot of small actions that give us away. The way we eat. Europeans use the fork in their left hand and it doesn't travel back and forth to the right hand, whereas we're constantly putting down a knife and moving utensils back and forth. The way we smoke, we put it between our first two fingers. They tend to hold a cigarette between the thumb and the first finger. When an American stands, they tend to support themselves on one foot or the other. In Europe, they stand straight up. They don't lean on anything. Their weight's equally on their feet.
Now, you saw that in the Pharisees talking about disguises, but what I want to go back to is back in 2020, I did a video and I told you all about what they call synthetics, what these masks and things they come up with. And when people see these things, they often think it's a clone, but it isn't. It's just really a synthetic where they have like made these really real looking masks and all of that. Okay, it's just all crazy. All right, Stacy says, yes, you have, Queen. I'm glad you remember, beloved, but this is all nefarious. Okay, let's see what they're up to, because they're up to something. Like, why would you have this on the news? Let's get back to it. It's all crazy. Get my overlay back on here.
But I'm going to show you proof that it wasn't an AI video. The second thing that I thought when, I realized, okay, this is a real appearance, Robert Harwood was there, was that maybe that was a shadow. Maybe it's the lighting. But when I do the comparison of previous videos of Robert Harwood, recent ones, you're going to see Robert Harwood's neck does not look like that. And I do not think at all that this is a shadow. So let's continue on.
He controls the narrative, he controls the strike capabilities, and he knows that the policy he set with the blockade has had short-term and long-term effects on the regime and the people of Iran. So he's been very astute in leveraging that time. And so
another propaganda lie that's false, whatever.
I don't see it as negotiations. It really is capitulation. The president's made it very clear. You will not have a nuclear weapon. You will not have the material. Surrender that. And you will ensure that the Straits of Hormuz are open to free commerce, that you have no claims for surcharge or approving. Those two things are irreversibly, and the president knows he's in the position to demand those. So I think.
First of all, this is absolutely propaganda because he's talking about they've already capitulated. Since when? Who? Is he talking about Iran? Because clearly they have not. And he's talking about Trump's in charge. He's not in charge of anything. If he were, he would be running the Strait of Hormuz, which we all know that he isn't. And we wouldn't be about to run out of gas by July the 4th, okay? Remember, I told you all that. That's the projected period that we'll run out of gas. Hey, Roderick Anderson, beloved. Okay, now let's continue. This is all nefarious.
In that sense, he controls the narrative and when he would strike. I'd also say that patience in the request from Saudi, Qatar, UAE may be more also religious at the moment. You're in the middle of Hajj. You have millions of Muslims in Saudi doing their annual Hajj at the end of this month, and that includes 30,000 Iranians. And so that plays into the calculus. Do you want to strike during Hajj, which is a very sacred Muslim month and activity, followed by Eid al-Adha? So both of those things are the time equation, and that's what the president controls most. So he can take his time, let the blockade and the economic sanctions continue to erode the economy of Iran, erode the power of the regime, enhance the hatred that all the Iranians in Iran have for the regime. So all those things work in his favor, and he can strike whenever he wants to.
Okay. So just straight up propaganda lies, right? Because the reality is, no, it's actually hurting our economy. We're the ones that are struggling from this. We're the ones paying more at the gas pump. We're the ones paying more for groceries right now. It is also hurting our farmers. 70% of farmers are struggling right now. So the impact is on us. So number one, this guy is a propagandist. Number two, he's on Fox News spewing propaganda. And of course, they're agreeing with it. And number three, I don't even know who the hell this is really supposed to be. Because as we get closer, I want to show you some close-ups here.
Sammy said she doesn't even know who the hell this is supposed to be. Okay, I don't either. D Major said this man put on the wrong mask for a pandemic. Okay, what is really going on? All right, thank you for your insight to the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Who does this? Okay, but let's continue.
So that we can make comparisons. So again, this is real. So you'll see this guy here said, I'm done. What is going on Fox? This is the actual Fox site. You can see the logo and everything up here. That's how you know this was a real appearance. And pay close attention to the neck right here.
Shit. Forgot I was muted. Okay, I wanted you all to see it again, but you can't really see it that much. But right there under his, right there before his shirt starts, a whole hole in his neck, sir. And you mean to tell me that people on Fox News were sitting there with straight faces, acting as though everything's good? Like nothing to see here, folks? I don't know how they did it with straight faces, because I would have been cracking the hell up. Okay, please pay attention. It's all crazy.
Here. Watch it. So you see it's a real video. And that's apparently his phone. He's increasing the volume and he's zooming in. You see this? Look at his neck. What the hell is that? Big ass hole.
What's going on here? Does anybody want to venture to guess? Does anybody literally have any idea what is going on with this man? Look, this is not actually a hole. I'm going to tell you what it is. It looks like a hole, but when you really look at it, it isn't a hole. What it is, it's where the mask ends. Okay, but we can't see the rest of it because his shirt's covering it, and you can just see that part, so it looks like a hole. But that's just where the mask ends. The mask didn't go down far enough. He should have been wearing like, inclined to think that they did this on purpose. I'm almost inclined to think they did this on purpose, because my thing is, if he was going to come on there with that mask on, why wouldn't he wear like a button-up shirt with a tie, or at least something that goes past where the mask ends? Like, that just is crazy to me. So he didn't know, or maybe when he was talking, he lifted his head back too far. I don't know. But I just would think that you would be more careful about trying to disguise it. Do they want us to see this? Is this a distraction? I mean, you just never know what to expect or to think with this administration. But let's continue.
So does Robert Harwood all of a sudden have a hole in his neck? Because I have videos of him just from a day ago to show you that is not the case. So this was to show you also that this is a real video. There's the Fox News website. So someone actually was recording this on their phone. Let's go to the next image. Or actually, let's go to Robert real quick. So who is Robert Harwood? Okay. So just to give you some insight into who this is, he's a retired U.S. Navy SEAL and former deputy commander of the United States Central Command under the leadership command of General James Mattis. So he worked for Lockheed Martin here in the Middle East, the business division, for 8 years. He joined Shield AI as executive vice president for international business strategy. He served as the deputy commander of the U.S. Joint Forces and commanded Combined Joint Interagency Task Force 435. Now, if you'll notice the picture that they have of him here on Wiki, this is an older picture of Robert Harwood, because I'm going to show you what he looks like now. So,
You know, looking at this man's eyes, that person that was on Fox News, their eyes look more dead, kind of like a shark or something. I don't know, like there was no life in them. I don't think that was that man. I think that possibly they may have done something to this man and now have someone posing as him.
a lot of times on Wikipedia, they have these older pictures. Right now, so he was born in 1956. So Robert, right now, how old is he now? I think they have it here. It says 69 to, interesting, 69 to 70. Okay. But anyway, you get to see like how old he was. Something else I want to tell you about Robert. Did you know that he attended Tehran American School? So listen to this. He was born into a U.S. Navy family in Newport, Rhode Island, not too far from me. During his teenage years, Harwood's father advised the pre-revolutionary Iranian military, and the family lived in Tehran. So while attending Tehran American School, Harwood played on many teams, including basketball, wrestling, track, and Tehran American School and International School football teams. So first and foremost, this guy lived in Tehran. And his father, because this isn't just about the mask, his father advised the pre-revolutionary Iranian military.
And so now we have him supposedly, listen, I'm going to stop right there because we got to get into this Kevin stuff. I don't want to be on her all night. But listen, I actually started not to come back because I'm tired, y'all. I wanted to rest and Netflix and chill. But anyway, listen, this is all crazy. Now I'm going to dig deeper into this, okay, and see what I can figure out. And I'll talk about it tomorrow. But I just find it interesting. This man lived in Tehran, but now he's on here talking all the trash about the IRGC, which is Iran's military, and then acting like Trump's running things and Iran is capitulating. Yeah, that's not that man. That is not that man. Now, I'm not going to say that he would be, defending Iran, but at the end of the day, I just find it interesting that he would be sitting up there telling all these lies. Okay? And with a hole in your neck, no less. Yeah, sir. No, absolutely not. Okay. Remember this morning, DJ Big Six, when you said you're not going to fall for the bullish? That's what I'm not going to do in this case. Not going to fall for the bullish. Okay. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, that's right. Trisha said that wasn't him. It surely wasn't. Okay. So now let's talk about Kevin. Y'all like Kevin's tap shoes? I dance for massa. That's him. So let's get into it. First off, some people think that it was a humiliation ritual and all of these things. So we're going to get into what people's thoughts and views were, including some celebrities. Let's go to this guy first. He says Kevin is a sellout, and I have to agree. Let's get into it. Don't forget to hit that like button, beloveds.
Kevin Hart is a sellout. Did y'all see that Netflix Kevin Hart roast? That was the most racist thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they're joking about black people being lynched, black people being hung. There were even racist jokes towards white people. It is, I'm telling you, I don't even know how that even made it to the air. And people up here laughing and joking and making jokes about black folks in slavery and them being lynched. If y'all saw that Kevin Hart roast and y'all sat up there and laughed at that mess, I had to turn that mess off. I started watching it, and then I was like, wait a minute. Y'all are actually laughing. So Kevin Hart had to agree to this mess. Kevin Hart had to agree to this mess about all of this stuff that was being said about black people and racists, and they were in there laughing. And I guarantee you around the world, many people who are racist were laughing. And I wasn't just hearing racist jokes coming from, now it was more so geared towards Black people. Here's the thing, I'm not a racist, but to see that mess on TV, Netflix funded that mess, and Kevin Hart, as a Black man, I would never support one of his films again. You knew very well they were going to lynch Black people right there on Netflix stage, and you agreed to that and you signed that. Everything they said about you when they were roasting you was true. You a complete freaking sellout.
He absolutely is. Okay. He absolutely is a whole sellout. And he's been one. Okay. I know somebody's pounding. I know somebody's pegging him. In my opinion, somebody is pegging him. Okay. I promise you that. All right. And so, anyway, with that all being said, this is all some weird stuff. Now, this guy pointed out something that I noticed right away. Let me ask you all something. I want you all to put it in the chat. For those of you who saw the roast, or if you watched any of it, what's one of the first things that you noticed as soon as it started? And I'm not talking about a person, but I'm talking about something, okay, that was clearly obvious for all to see. What did you all notice? I mean, because I noticed it right away, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Okay, I think I know where this is going. Did anyone notice anything suspicious, demonic, nefarious when the show first started? Nobody said anything. Well, it was goats. Okay, they had goats. Ha! Trisha said Kevin smiling. They had goats. And the first thing I thought about was the satanic stuff they do with goats. Okay, let's get into it. Now, this guy posted a video about it, but I'm going to have to pause it when he brings up Cat Williams. Matter of fact, I don't even think I'm going to show his whole video because I don't want them to give me a copyright claim because this is Netflix material. He literally shows a clip of Cat. D Major said, I just clutched my pearls, Queen. First of all, what are you doing wearing pearls? Is my question. Okay, thank you for that laugh, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessing. Not clutched your pearls. Honey, I should have worn mine so I could clutch them. Please pay attention. This is all crazy. Okay, Cherokee Descendant Dale said didn't watch it. Honey, I watched a bit of it. After I saw where it was going, I had to go. Now, you see these goats right here? That's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, let's get into it.
This on Netflix was very bizarre. This was one massive humiliation. And of course, they had to showcase the goats. And obviously, if you know what the goats actually symbolize. And that's not all when it comes to this roast of Kevin Hart. This was definitely a massive humiliation ritual.
I'm just going to stop it right there because I don't want to even accidentally show that part with Cat talking. Yeah, it was a humiliation ritual. You see, in my opinion, back in the day, I used to enjoy the roast. I mean, I've been watching the roast since I was young. Okay, back in the days when they had Dean Martin and I think Frank Sinatra, but definitely Sammy Davis Jr. At the time, I didn't know that Sammy Davis Jr. was a whole Satanist. Found that out years later. Please pay attention. Did y'all know that? I need to do a whole story on him, okay? Because he's definitely not who I thought he was. But here's the thing. I just thought of something else. You know what else Sammy Davis was? He was Jewish. Yeah, he was. And he was a Satanist. Interesting. We're going to have to talk about that in another video. But with that all being said, this is all real crazy because what I was going to say is back in the day when they used to have the roast with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. and, it was funny. It was lighthearted and stuff. And, as it has progressed, it's gotten worse. But this is the worst case scenario that I've seen. I mean, cracking the joke about George Floyd and George Floyd's family was upset and offended by that. I was offended by that. Okay. And that guy, Tony Hinchcliffe, I believe he's absolutely a whole racist devil. Okay. I've always thought that for the first few times that I've seen him. Now let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And you know it was racist if Chelsea Handler, who's white, even said it was racist. Okay. Now, some of the stuff these people talk about in these videos, I didn't see on the show because I didn't watch all of it. Hold on, why is it taking so long to load? Okay, here we go. All right, let's get into it.
Kevin Hart was not a comedy show, but it was something more sinister. These people get together. It's like legions of demons in one setting. A lot of y'all missed the trailer for this. I missed it as well, but I recently ran across it. The trailer told us everything that we needed to know. The trailer says the roast of Kevin Hart, and it said, let it burn. Kevin Hart in the trailer walked up to what was supposed to be a lookalike of him, or a clone, or a wax figure. What did he do? He set it on fire and said, burn. Kevin Hart is standing up on a stool and it's fire beneath him. These people put this stuff right in our face.
Let's talk about that for a second. That was absolutely a ritual, in my opinion. Now, you do know that the deity that they worship, Moloch, or Moloch, as some call it, they supposedly sacrifice children and they burn them in Moloch. If you all remember the video that I did, and I showed you how the what is it, like a statue or whatever this thing is they create of Moloch, and you open it up, it's like made out of metal, and they can open it up and then they slide the children in there and burn them. Okay, that's what this is giving right here. That's exactly what this is giving. Let it burn.
They put it right in our face. And this stuff is not just comedy shows, because nothing about what they be talking about is even funny. But they putting the truth in plain sight, and they trying to disguise it as a joke. Look at the stuff that they think is funny. They laughing, but the jokes were not funny. They weren't even jokes. But this is the type of stuff that demons find funny. Satan would find someone being harmed funny. Someone being humiliated, he would think that would be funny. Demons don't have the same sense of humor as God. Demons don't have the same sense of humor as children of God. It was nothing funny about the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't watch it, but the clips I've seen, there was nothing funny about it. The jokes that were made by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson were disturbing. There was nothing funny about it. It was an abomination. It goes against the word of God. Misleading for children. That's why children believe saying stuff like this is funny, and it's just joking, but it's not. There's nothing funny about that. Look at what Cat Williams had on. Look at what this man had on. Look at the imagery in the back. What is that? Is that supposed to be a goat? Is it supposed to be Baphomet? Is it supposed to be a representation of a calf? Either way, no matter which one of those it was supposed to be a representation of, it is demonic. The people that are there speaks volumes, but if those people don't repent, all of them will burn.
And I bet they won't be laughing then. Okay, isn't this all crazy? This is all a whole mess. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, let's go to the next clip. Hey, Measure Man. Measure Man says, Queen, you know they are owned by Is Not Real, or Is It Real? I know who you're talking about, really. Remember Mayweather dedicated his allegiance to Is Not Real? Now he is suing them today for $170 million. He's broke. They aren't hiding anymore. Speaking of Mayweather, he's being sued too by a baby mom, some child that he had with a go-go dancer, a Vegas dancer or something, and I think he has to pay her about $1 million. So thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved. I appreciate you and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. This is all crazy, but I didn't know that he was suing someone, so that's interesting. Now, look at this. Cheryl Underwood. Now, if you ask me, she's a sellout too, and I do believe I said that about her some years ago when she was so embarrassed on that show with What's the lady's name? Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Sharon Osbourne. Okay, was sitting there talking that trash to Cheryl Underwood. And I think she started crying, if I'm not mistaken, but she didn't even get any get back. And I'm thinking, girl, you sat there and let that racist piece of itch talk to you like that. I was like, I'm not here for any of it. Okay. I cannot stand docile, scary black people. And I don't give a darn how much money you're making. Okay. What you're not going to do is talk to me crazy and think you're not going to get some pushback. But let's get into it, because here's what they say. Cheryl on the George Floyd joke. She said, everybody mad about George Floyd, the George Floyd joke. You should be mad. You should be. That's the reaction we want. Now, first of all, I want you to pay attention, because it's very telling, beloveds. She said, that's the reaction we want. Why would they want us to be mad? When you're doing comedy, who wants to piss people off during comedy? Who wants to make people feel offended? Who wants to make people feel bad or sad during comedy? You want to make people happy. You want them to laugh. But you know who wants to make you have low vibrational emotions and feelings and thoughts and views when they're doing comedy, or as they call it, comedy? Demons, devils, people who worship Baal, okay, people who worship Moloch, that too, Baphomet, those types of people, okay. And why do they want to do that? I'm glad you asked, because that's how they feed off of our energy. You see, these demons, these reptilians and the like, they want you to be low vibrational. They love it. They thrive off of it. It's just like, if you remember during the pandemic, they said that only essential businesses could be opened, and that did not include churches. Okay. And I remember telling you all remember, I told you all, I said, why would they not want people to go to church? That is essential for some people. And at the end of the day, we're already stressed out. People are dying, people are sick, and we're having a hard time. I feel like people need to be in church so they can fellowship, those that go to church. But with that all being said, that was a way to harness or harvest people's energy, because people were feeling low vibrational. If you go to church and you get the spirit or the pastor's preaching and everybody's fellowshipping together, and you're praising God and giving worship, and you're calling out to Jesus, that changes your energy. You start to feel more high vibrational. Okay. This was spiritual warfare that was going on. And I told you all that. But see, when Cheryl says, oh, that's what we wanted you to do, that's the reaction we wanted, that's what they did want. They absolutely, she's not joking. She may have said it like she was joking, or maybe wanted us to feel like she was intended it to be a joke, but she's very serious. They wanted us to be low vibrational. They wanted to tick us off, and so they can absorb and harvest our energy, because that's what devils do. Now let's go to the next. Now here's what Joe Budden said. The kill Tony George Float joke was horrible. This is what Joe Budden said. And I felt like Kev smiling during it was horrible, even if that's him with his game face on. He also pointed to the moment where Tony joked that he looked like a slave master forcing enslaved people to perform musicals. See, this is why I told you all it's given minstrel show. Said he looked like he was forcing a slave master, forcing enslaved people to perform musicals. Now, while Joe admitted the first joke got laughs, he said things crossed the line when Tony allegedly acted it out while facing a section where Black guests were seated. Yeah, that was all by design. Okay, that's what that was. And Cheryl Underwood is a whole raccoon, in my opinion, because she sat up there and let that man talk about her husband who died and took his own life. And the man said that he called her the night before or some days before, and she confirmed that it was okay. Why would she think that's okay? What about death is funny? I don't think there's ever anything funny about death. And people can say it's comedy all you want, but people being lynched, someone who lost their life to police brutality, someone who took their life due to depression or whatever they may have been suffering, I don't find any of that is funny. Okay. And anybody that does, I think there's something wrong with them. Maybe their elevator doesn't go all the way up, but at the end of the day, that is absolutely not normal behavior. Okay. And there's nothing funny about it. Now, here's what the Wayans brothers had to say, Marlon and Sean. Okay, they react to it. Now, I didn't expect much from them because I felt like they were just going to think, oh, it's okay. It's just jokes. Okay, so he said the Tony Hinchcliffe joke just wasn't funny enough. It wasn't funny at all. Okay, it wasn't funny at all. And did y'all see the looks on the faces of some of the people when he told that joke, specifically Regina Hall? Okay, now here's what D.L. Hughley had to say about it.
All right, so a lot has been made about the Kevin Hart roast on Netflix, particularly a joke that Tony Hinchcliffe told about George Floyd. I find it ironic that a comedian who appeared at a Nazi rally for Trump a couple of years ago and told a very incendiary joke would end up with the nigga on that was in Jumanji. I just don't think those audiences match. But this is comedy; you could do whatever. The spirit of a roast, I remember years ago when it was the Dean Martin roast, you got the sense that those people liked each other. Those people had an affinity for each other. That it was kind of tongue in cheek. I don't get that sense at all. You are entitled to tell a joke, but it cannot be just jokes when the very audiences that support that kind of comedy got upset when someone said anything about Charlie Kirk. As I recall it, there were calls made to try to get people fired for just saying anything about Charlie Kirk. It cannot be just jokes when the current president of the United States of America is trying to get a comedian fired for telling a joke he didn't like and using the power of the FCC to do it. It can't be just jokes when the aforementioned man got so offended that, again, he's trying to get people fired, but he depicted Obama and his wife as apes. So jokes are fine, and I will defend the right to say whatever you want. But it is not a one-sided thing. And decidedly, there are people we've seen 3 times when this president, and who I would say the same people that like Trump, like these comedians. Same people. Now, how is it that you call it, when you do it, it's called comedy. When they do it, a joke that you don't like about somebody you don't like, is something entirely different. I don't understand how those audiences meshed. I think I respect the right for anybody to say whatever it is they want to say. This is comedy. And, but it cannot be a one-sided street.
Let me tell you something. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that, because at the end of the day, hold on. We didn't hear the weigh-ins clip. It was muted. You all didn't hear the weigh-ins clip. Well, I'm not going back to it. They weren't saying anything. Thank you for letting me know, beloved. And thank you for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. I think you just didn't hear it, Des, because nobody else said they didn't hear it, did they? Oh, everybody was saying no sound. Oh, I'm sorry. They were talking low. The sound was on. I heard it. You all, they were just talking low. But what they basically said was that it's just comedy. You can't cancel people because of comedy. It's just jokes. That's what I expected them to say, something along those lines. Okay, that's exactly what I expected those two to say. I certainly did. Now, with that all being said, and some people said that it was a covenant. Okay, this is what this guy says. Now, this guy, he was on another clip that I showed you. That's right. Greta Lee said it isn't just jokes. Exactly.
Missed the signs that were right in your face. This was not a comedy show, but this was a demonic covenant. A meeting among like-minded individuals. Birds of a feather flock together. Look at these hand symbols and these hand gestures.
I didn't even see that. Did y'all see that? He was holding up the devil horns. Yeah, he was holding the devil horns. The guy with the glasses with the standing behind the guy with the red suit on. Okay, but let's continue.
In this one picture, not even including the symbolism that was seen in the background and some of the things that were said. But look at this. Look at Dwayne Johnson hands.
Oh, that's the Rock. Look at Rock's hand. Do y'all see that? Yeah, holding up the devil symbols.
Symbol right here. This is all in one photo. Look at this man hand gesture with one of his hands.
Oh my goodness. Look how his hand and his fingers are in his shirt. He's a Mason. That's a Masonic picture. That's a Masonic hand pose or picture pose where they put the 4 fingers inside their jacket. Okay, please pay attention. I think I've shown you all that before. I didn't even notice that either.
In his jacket. This is another sign of allegiance. This is another sign of a covenant. Look at Cheryl Underwood.
Oh my God. Do y'all see this? Hold on. Let me just screenshot this crap. This is all crazy. These people are devils. Wow, they're all in on it. They're all in on it.
And look at the hand sign that she was throwing up. Look at Regina Hall. And Regina Hall looked like she was uncomfortable, she was frightened, or she wasn't even there. Look at this stuff, bro. They put it right in y'all face. And this is not by coincidence. This was not a comedy show, but this was thought out, planned, and strategic. It was about coming into agreement. It was about showing their allegiance. Remember when Kevin Hart in 2019 got into a car accident and the story just didn't add up. But they said after he got into the car accident, he went into a surgery and everything was fine and he was okay. The car was crushed and one of his friends that was driving was life flighted to the hospital. And Kevin Hart was taken to a separate hospital where he went through surgery. Everyone was reportedly okay. Something about that story just didn't add up, and it still doesn't add up till this day. But
you know what I think about that accident? I wonder if there was a soul swap. I wonder if someone in that car is now Kevin Hart. You all know how they do. Okay, you all know exactly how they do. Now, that might sound crazy to those of you who haven't been hearing when I talk about that stuff or haven't been paying attention to Orlando Brown. And also, I found another video today of a woman talking about that, and she tried to make it into a joke. She's like, oh, your husband looks so much like Beethoven or somebody. And I'm thinking, when they showed the pictures, I was thinking, girl, that is her husband. That's the same person.
this was not a comedy show. Don't be deceived. I love y'all. God bless y'all. All glory to God. And y'all already know Jesus Christ is Lord. Many of y'all missed the.
Let me tell y'all something. First of all, here's how you know they're on some BS. Because for number one, you're not going to convince me that these people were all doing this hand gesture just coincidentally. This is absolutely the sign of a covenant. Okay. And it brings me back to what I keep telling you all about that movie by Roman Polanski, Rosemary's Baby, where Rosemary discovered what they were up to. And she said, witches, all of them witches. And that's all what they were. They were all in on it. Little did she know. And that's what this is giving. So hold on, because before I go to the next clip, I'm going to show you all the screenshots. I also want to show you some screenshots of Regina Hall's face that I took, because she seemed to have been one of the few Black people there that was clearly disturbed by what was going on, that she just didn't think it was funny, and she looked uncomfortable. Now, this is Cheryl Underwood. First of all, her hand gesture. See the devil horns? Who takes a picture holding their hand like that? You see that? And look where she's got it placed. The way she has it positioned, all of that. Okay? Clearly a signal. Yeah, she sold out. Now, let's go to The Rock, who was doing the same hand gesture. Hold on. This is all so crazy. These people are something else. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. You see The Rock's hand? What's that all about? These people are some real weirdos. And some of you all have the nerve Reggie said The Rock says he eats kids. He wasn't joking, because who says that? Just think about some of the stuff these people say. Reggie, thank you for telling us that. Because who says something like that is even a joke, that you eat kids? And then we listen or read the Epstein files and they're talking about eating kids. Okay, there's also, I think it was an episode of Saturday Night Live years ago that The Rock was on, and he basically was supposed to be making a robot that would molest with an M children, and then he was cracking up like it was so funny. I didn't find Ish funny. Okay, I didn't think it was anything funny. It's never, who tells a joke about doing something like that to kids? Okay, I don't find any of that funny at all. I haven't liked The Rock since. Freaks. Now look at this picture of Jennifer Hudson's face, and look at the man behind her, and look at this black guy here. Okay, these people clearly looks disturbed. All right, look at their faces. Weird arse people, okay? Just weirdos. Now, here's the look that Regina Hall had on her face. Look how she's looking. She does not look thrilled. All right, she does not look thrilled at all. Now look at this. Nene said she would have had to excuse herself. Okay. This is Regina Hall again. Okay, that doesn't look like a laugh or a smile. She looks like she's thinking, what in the hell have I gotten myself into? I probably myself would have gotten up and gotten real ghetto and cursed them all out. I probably wouldn't have been able to take it. Okay, I probably couldn't stand it. Okay, because I'm going to tell you something about me. Whatever I'm thinking, when it's something nefarious, it's going to show all over my face, and then you're going to hear it in my voice. Honey, I just can't be fake. I can't hide stuff like that. You're just going to have to know. Here she is again. Look. That's when she was up there herself to tell those lame jokes. She looked perplexed, to say the least. Okay, Nessa G said she would have left. Jonah said zombies. Greta said she would have walked out. This is all crazy. But let's go to the next clip. Like some, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. You know, I think that most of us would have gotten up and walked out, but there's a couple of you all in here, about one or two, that would have gotten up there and started tap dancing with Kevin. I dance, I dance, I dance, I dance, I dance for massa. I can see you now. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to call you out. I'm only teasing. I know none of you would do such a thing. At least I hope that you wouldn't. But let's continue. Okay, here we go.
Not gonna lie. The Kevin Hart roast, the funniest thing in there, which we can all probably agree, was damn Regina Hall's face. That shit was hilarious. It looked as though nobody gave her no rundown on what exactly is about to go down, or to the extent it's about to get, because she was looking around like, how come we ain't throwing hands yet? That shit was hilarious. Even the cameraman started to like try to crop her out, like keep her out of the view. By the end, if you watch it back, they tried to keep her out the cameras, because at first they gave her some close-ups, and then they saw her face. They're like, ooh, so they took her off. They took her off like the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And then the comedian's not even trying to play with her. Like the comedian's like, I'll pass. That was funny as hell, because apparently in that little group or in Hollywood, it is quite evident, it's quite clear that Regina Hall's not one to play with, because it seemed as though people are like, please please don't have her get up and start throwing hands for real. Regina Hall's face looked like on a girl, you say like you and your girl, like y'all hanging around, right? And then you say a joke or you say something funny, but then like another girl laughs way too hard. You're so funny. Regina Hall was making the face that your girl would make the whole time. That shit was hilarious. Well, it was kind of outlandish. Some of the stuff was. I was very surprised at how much stuff they let get through, because it was all written. It was all on a little teleprompter thing. And they talked about how they went back and forth on letting some jokes go, but some of the ones they let go was insane. Like for anybody, like even in the comedy space, that's like, hold on now, that's what we doing. I'm not gonna lie, the Kevin Hart roast, the funniest thing in there.
Okay, Reggie. Reggie said he likes those shoes. He said he tap danced for years. Nubia Ross said I tap danced when I was 7. Well, when I was a little girl, I wanted to tap dance too, and my mother said no, and she put me in alternative and jazz dance instead. And I'm glad she did, because I don't want to be I dance for massa. Okay. Thanks, but no thanks. All right. So Alice said, AI. Hold on. Oh, you said you would. Okay, I am so through. Alice said she would have backed out. Woo, honey. Thanks, Mom. Okay, I appreciate my mother for that. Reggie said I made money with mine and I did jazz ballet. Okay, listen, Reggie, I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying my mother wasn't having it, honey. My mother was one of those people, honey. She didn't play the radio. She thought everything was racist 9 times out of 10. And she was very pro-black. And my stepdad was a member of the Black Panther Party. So clearly tap dancing wasn't on their agenda. At the time, I didn't understand why I couldn't just do it. But now I'm glad I didn't. But guess what? I used to take my old church shoes and glue Coca-Cola lids, from the Coke bottles. I used to glue those on there like they were taps and go in the backyard and tap to myself, no less. Ooh, I wonder what my mother would have done if she'd ever caught me. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue. That was in my backyard. It wasn't for massa. Please pay attention. Now, this is what Chelsea Handler had to say. She calls out Tony Hinchcliffe and Shane Gillis over jokes made during Kevin Hart's roast. I'm going to use an overlay for this. Y'all are crazy. Okay, I'm going to use an overlay. I'm about to burn up, honey. I need to go cut my AC up real quick. Y'all listen to this while I do it.
So, I'm pretty secure with who I am.
Yeah.
I don't care if these guys say that I'm a whore. I'm doing exactly what they're doing, except I'm a woman and I'm allowed to.
And that's real.
Yeah, I'm rich, I'm famous, and I'm hot. So I'm fucking people.
You're supposed to.
That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to continue to keep doing that as long as, I remain as fuckable as I am. So I don't really see the problem.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of other women should feel the same way out there, especially women that I run into.
Yeah, whether you're famous, whether you're famous or rich, those don't apply. But the idea that, what were they going to say about me? They couldn't say anything other than that I'm a whore or my age. I think that was the other thing that they went in. And you're like, well, okay, those aren't jokes. That's not clever writing. And I knew they would be lazy because they do that for a living. And I knew enough about Tony Hinchcliffe and Shane and their backgrounds. I had ex-girlfriends blowing up my DMs that had dated Shane and were telling me stuff about him. So based on that, I was like, oh, these guys are pretty bad.
So you had something on him that you was going, you could have, tell us now. What shit Shane?
It's just everything we know, that they're racist, that they're bigots, that they're sexist. That they think they're invincible, that they've been canceled for being Shane got fired from SNL, but then was on SNL years later. So he got fired. So what happened in between those two events? So he believes, this is per one of his exes, that he's invincible. He's like, doesn't matter. I can say anything I want.
Yeah. Do you think that now a lot of white comics, they feel as though that they can say something racist and it's going to further their career?
Well, yeah, they're going to get in with that group of Roganites and that Austin group of Joe Rogan and all of those guys. And I just, like that's their MO. Even some girl comics have started to do it, to be like in with that group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they say this racist. Yeah, because I'm starting to feel that. I'm starting to feel like it's this thing that a lot of white comics are doing, and there's this group of them that's like they saying things, and people they get famous, and then people get on their ass. But then there's another group going, "Hey, well, you're cool with us for saying what you say."
Yeah.
Now they become super rich and famous, and they sell out all over. And it's like, I don't think anybody should be paying attention to that, because it's not happening like that on the other end. But they're becoming famous over this shit. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's crazy. So with this whole, so did you feel? I mean, did you like the shit they were saying up there though? Like,
no, I mean, it was ick. It was gross. I don't find those jokes to be funny. Jokes about lynching Black people, or lynching is not a joke. That's worse than rape. Like, you're not joking about rape, are you? Are you saying I'm going to go rape you? You can't do that, but you can say lynching. Like, I find that to be, I don't know, people are like, it's a roast, you go for it. I'm like, you can go for it without being gross. Yeah. Like, I find that to be gross. I found them making fun of Cheryl Underwood's like dead husband who committed suicide. Like,
a skin color.
She's fine with that. If she says she's fine with that, she's fine with that. I wasn't fine with that. I thought that was disgusting too. Wow. But there was so much disgustingness that I knew it was going to be such a gross vibe that I would be able to elevate it, no problem. Yeah. And that's what I went to do. I was like, all right, well, I'll pick it up because they're going to try and bring it down. Yeah. And Kevin didn't deserve that. He deserved like an elevated roast.
So let me ask you this. When you see other Black people laughing at that, does it make you go, all right, whatever? Or do you think to yourself, what the fuck are they laughing at that for?
I mean, I'm not here to tell Black people what's funny about Black jokes. Like, no, I'm not here in the world to do that. Like, I know enough to that's my opinion. I don't like that. I also don't like the N-word, but I have plenty of Black friends who toss that around all the time. It's not my place to say, oh, that word makes me feel uncomfortable. Right. Black people are allowed to do whatever they want. If Kevin thinks that's funny, he thinks that's funny. I don't think it's funny.
Right.
So like, I'm pretty secure with who I am.
Yeah.
I don't care if these guys.
Now, mind you, 50 Cent used to go with her. Okay, 50 Cent used to go with her, which I find very interesting. And remember what she said about 50? She said sometimes she had to remind him that he was Black. Okay, please pay attention. But here's the thing. Greta says Chelsea, who doesn't use a washcloth. Right. Now, here's the thing, though. D.L. Hughley brought up a very interesting point that I had forgotten all about when he said, how they got so offended and upset about jokes made about Charlie Kirk. They absolutely did. Like, nobody better not laugh or crack a joke about that. But here's the thing. And even one man went to jail. Remember the guy I reported on last week? Tennessee man jailed over Charlie Kirk post. He won an $835,000 settlement. Shout out to him, because they locked him up for a whole month. Okay, because of the post where he just basically said, like when that school shooting happened and they said we need to get over it. He said, well, that's what it's time to do. So they took that and were upset because of what he said, and basically telling people to get over with what happened to Charlie Kirk, and he was arrested. They basically said that he was implying or threatening that he was going to shoot up a school. Okay, he didn't say anything like that, and that was his First Amendment right to say what he said, because he didn't make any threats or anything. And so they took that very serious about Charlie Kirk. But at the end of the day, they want us to think these jokes are funny. Let me just tell you all something what's going on here. This is all part of the agenda. Okay, please pay attention. I knew these roasts were going downhill years ago when Flavor Flav was on there, and they were talking about him, calling him black and crispy, and I think someone said he looked like a roach. I mean, they just had all these jokes that I was very disturbed by, and Flavor Flav sat there and laughed, and I remember someone asked him, the hell is calling me? Hold on, honey. This is my husband, y'all. Pay attention. Hold on. Okay, so anyway, like I said, yeah, they called him like a cockroach or something, Deronda. That's exactly what they said. And I remember someone asked Flavor Flav what he thought and how he felt about the things they were saying about him that were clearly racist. And he said, I don't care. He said, you think I care about them talking about me? He said, I got paid. That's what he said. The money was more important to him. And I guess he needed it because his career wasn't where it used to be, maybe. But at the end of the day, honey, you're not going to sit up there in my face and laugh and talk trash about me like that. And I'm going to get paid for it. I don't care how much money you have. Okay? I don't care how much money you have. Some things are not worth it as far as I'm concerned. All right? I'll tell you like my uncle said. May he rest in peace. My great uncle, Buddy. One time somebody was talking ish about him and he walked up and caught him and he thought this was a good friend of his. He walked up behind them when they were talking all the trash about him and telling lies. And when I tell you, when he got done with them, they probably never said anything else. And I remember days later, my aunt asked him, are you going to ever be back cool with him? And he said, no, I'll never talk to him. I never ask him for anything. I never give him anything. He said, if I was broken, he was the last person on this planet. He said, I would sip the dew off of grass. He said, I would eat grasshoppers and sip the dew off of grass before I asked him for shit. Okay. Now, you know, you got to be serious if you're going to sip the dew off of grass when you're thirsty. But that's what he said. Trisha said, I had an Uncle Buddy. Okay. Anyway, with that all being said, I just couldn't do it. All right. I absolutely could not. So with that all being said, I have one more video for you all to see. What made me think about it was, I forget who it was that said, I think it was you, Greta Lee, that said Chelsea who doesn't use a washcloth. Okay. So there were some people on the news, and I don't know how they got into this conversation on the news or whatever. I think it was a news broadcast, but the woman asked the question, do you wash your feet while showering? Here's the thing. You know, some people in this world really don't think. Like, they literally do videos about this as if it's not disgusting. There are some people who think that when you take a shower, you don't have to wash your legs. And they say because the water's running down your legs. Okay, yeah, it is, but you don't think you need to scrub them to get rid of the dirt and the residue and the dry skin that's going to fall off, the dead skin cells or whatever? They said they don't wash their legs. If you don't wash your legs, you don't wash your arse, because the water runs down your arse too. And if you don't wash your arse, that means you don't wash the crack of it. And if you don't wash the crack of your arse, I'm sorry, this is all sick, mind you. But anyway, I digress. It is absolutely. Trisha said no soap. Let me tell you something that's so gross. Anybody who does not use a washcloth and you just use the soap, think about that. So if you do wash your butt cheeks and you're all up in the crevices with a bar of soap, and then they put that soap on their little soap dish by the sink, and you come to their house and wash your hands, honey, I absolutely won't. Okay, absolutely won't. All right? No thanks. Now, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. But I thought this was interesting. How they got into this conversation, I don't know. This is all sick and twisted. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Moors, when they taught them how to bathe, I know damn well they told them to use washcloths. Okay, please pay attention. I know they did.
Your toes, and not enough people are getting
What
in
are you
between
doing
their
with your
toes.
toes?
Marina, you gotta get in between your toes.
No.
Oh,
no.
Lord Jesus.
No one's getting in between your
We're
toes.
gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
You can fight all you want. No,
Nobody
that's,
touches your toes.
yeah, myself. And they're perfect.
Listen, they have those little scrubbers that you can suction to the shower, and you can just get on them like that.
Why? Why am I going to use a washcloth to wash my feet when I'm going to use that for the rest of my clean body? No, I'm not doing
Oh,
it.
I use a bar of soap. Bar of soap on your feet. You scrub between your
That is
toes.
a waste of soap, Homa. You are so frugal. Girl, there is soap and suds and everything on the floor already.
No, I like to scrub the bottom of my feet in between toes.
What are you doing with your toes?
I run outside barefoot sometimes.
Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem.
She said, what are you doing with your toes? Okay, so even if you're not doing anything with your toes but walking around with your shoes on, you still don't need to wash in between your toes? Toe jam, anyone? Do y'all hear this? She's dead serious. What do you do with your toes? She asks. So she doesn't wash between her toes. She thinks there's no need to scrub the bottom of your feet. Yikes. So nasty. But let's continue.
You want to talk about the back of her heel? Ask her about the back of her heel.
You're not touching grass ever?
I'm not running barefoot. The loofah, if you're going to use a loofah, it better be one you throw away the first time you use it, because after that, it's all bacteria.
A loofah is a self-cleaning entity.
Oh, what? How old is your loofah, Homa? Ron, how old is your loofah? It's way too old, girl.
It's self-cleaning.
That you are not a cat. Okay.
She's standing 10 toes down.
and that loofah she's had since college.
It is a self-cleaning entity.
Oh my God, you're disgusting. Get out of here. You got to go upstairs. Bye. I can't.
You gotta get.
I'm sorry, but I think that Karen was jealous of that Indian lady. I don't know if that lady was Indian, Iranian, or whatever she was, but she was a beautiful lady. And I think that lady was jealous, gonna say, get out of here, that's just nasty. First of all, using a loofah more than once is not as nasty as not washing your damn toes in between your toes and the bottom of your feet. Or not even using a washcloth. Please miss me with it. And here's the thing. She's talking about the bacteria, or you better use it one time. You can use a loofah for about 3 to 4 weeks. Okay? You can use one for about 3 to 4 weeks at the end of the day if you use those things. And the bottom line is you can also wash them out after use. And here's the thing. Now, I would advise you to use them to scrub all up in crevices and all that and whatnot. But most people who use loofahs, at least I would think, just basically use them to wash their face and neck like that or whatever. But anyway, she tried to call her nasty. Girl, you're the one that's nasty. You don't even wash between your nasty arse toes. Well, I have to get off here, honey. My husband is called. It's time to Netflix and chill so y'all can miss me with it. All right. Thomas said African scrubber is the best. Oh, okay. I'll have to get me one of those. I'll have to get me one of those, honey. You know, like my auntie used to say, honey, some of these people don't wash their moist parts. Some of these nasty people do not wash their moist parts, honey. Okay? And they wonder about why they be smelling all funky. I have several questions. I have several questions. I think I'm going to have a roast on this channel. Okay? And let a couple of y'all get up here and roast me. But don't worry, I'm going to roast you right back. So you better come with it. All right. So anyway, listen, I love you all to life. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay, so I'll be on live in the morning, probably about 11. So make sure you tune in because I have some stuff to tell you about, all right? I've already gathered the receipts. So with that all being said, I'm out of here. Until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got